Before it becomes the most feared predator on land, a T-Rex begins as something almost every animal can kill. A tiny head pushes through a cracked shell. The air is hot. The ground is soft with mud. Somewhere beyond the plants, a river moves quietly through the forest. This baby does not rule the world, can barely stand in it. All around the nest, giants are already walking. Duck-billed dinosaurs move in heavy herds. Horned dinosaurs lower their skulls like living shields. Crocodile-like hunters wait in the water. Smaller meat-eaters may be searching for eggs, hatchlings, and anything too weak to run. If this baby survives, it may grow to 40 feet long, about the length of a school bus. Its jaws may become strong enough to crush bone. Its name will become famous long after its world is gone. But right now, none of that matters. Right now, the future king of the dinosaurs is small enough to hide under ferns. Can it stay alive long enough to become dangerous? The world it enters is Western North America near the end of the Cretaceous Period, about 68 to 66 million years ago. It is warm, green, noisy, and crowded with life. Forests grow near rivers. Ferns and flowering plants fill the low ground. Insects buzz in the heat. Every footprint in the mud says something huge has passed before. The hatchling probably began in an egg, hidden in a nest on a floodplain. That place offered cover and food nearby. But it was also dangerous. A floodplain can feed life one day and drown it the next. The shell breaks wider. The baby pushes free. It is long-legged, narrow-faced, and far from the heavy skull and teeth machine it may become. Young tyrannosaurs may have carried simple feathers or fuzz, especially early in life. If so, this baby looked less like a movie monster and more like a strange, alert bird of prey built for running. Its first movements are shaky. It lifts its head, tests the ground. It learns the weight of its own body. Then the plants rustle. Something is near the nest. The baby freezes. That reaction may save it. At this age, speed is not enough. Strength is not enough. The safest move is often no move at all. The shadow passes between the stems. It might be a small predator. It might be a hungry mammal searching for eggs. It might be nothing more than a branch shifting in the heat. But in this world, a false alarm is better than one slow mistake. For the young T-Rex, the nest is not a home forever. It is only the first hiding place. The first days teach it where danger lives. Open ground is dangerous because it can be seen. Thick plants are dangerous because something else can hide there first. The river is dangerous because it brings food, but it also brings ambush. A young dinosaur stepping too close to the bank may never get a second chance. The baby learns the edges, keeps to cover, follows scent. It snaps at insects and small animals. It may find eggs, small reptiles, fish trapped in shallow pools, or scraps from a carcass left behind by a larger hunter. A young predator cannot begin with giant prey. It must begin with easy meals and safe chances. Every bite matters because growth is expensive. Bone, muscle, feathers, teeth, and heat all need energy. And every meal comes with a risk. A rotten smell may lead to food. It may also lead to the owner of that food. A carcass can attract flies, small scavengers, and then something bigger. If the young T-Rex arrives at the wrong moment, it may become the next meal instead of taking one. Its best weapon is not its bite yet. It is information. A lizard darts across the leaf litter. The young tyrannosaur lunges and misses. Failure teaches timing. Later, a small animal stops too long near the roots of a tree. This time, the baby waits. It closes the distance slowly. Then it strikes. One small meal. One step closer to another day. Weeks pass. Then months. The hatchling becomes a juvenile. The body stretches upward and outward. The legs gain power. The head grows stronger. The teeth become better tools for gripping and cutting. It is still not a giant, but it is no longer helpless. Now the danger changes. Small predators are less frightening, but larger ones are worse. One morning, the young T-Rex finds the smell of meat on the wind. A dead dinosaur lies near the river, half covered in mud. Smaller scavengers pick at the edges. The young T-Rex approaches. This could be the biggest meal it has ever found. Then the small scavengers scatter. A deeper scent fills the air. Heavy footsteps press into the wet ground. A larger Tyrannosaur is coming. This is a different kind of threat. Its own kind. A full-grown Tyrannosaur does not have to see the juvenile as family. It may see it as competition. Fossils show that Tyrannosaurs sometimes bit each other, leaving marks on skulls and bones. For a young T-Rex, staying at the carcass is too risky. Hunger says stay. Instinct says leave. The juvenile backs away into the trees. It loses the meal but keeps its life. That choice matters. Survival is not only about winning. Sometimes it is about knowing which fight will destroy you. As the years pass, the young T-Rex enters one of the most powerful stages of its life. It is not built like the adult yet. It is leaner, lighter, and likely faster. Scientists believe young tyrannosaurs may have hunted different prey than adults. In the same ecosystem, the teenager and the adult may have lived almost like different predators. The adult is a bone-crushing giant. The teenager is a fast-growing hunter with a huge appetite. The bigger it gets, the more food it needs. But the prey that can feed it is also more dangerous. A duck-billed dinosaur can kick hard enough to injure a hunter. A horned dinosaur can turn its head and meet an attack with horns. An armored dinosaur can defend itself with weight and bone. Even a small mistake can leave a young predator limping. And a limping predator may starve. Then the season turns dry. The floodplain tightens. Pools shrink. Mud cracks under the sun. Animals gather near fewer water sources. That means more food in one place, but also more competition. The young T-Rex follows a herd from the edge of the trees. It does not charge blindly. That would waste energy and risk injury. It watches. It smells. It waits for separation. A smaller herbivore falls behind. Not a giant. Not a healthy adult. Possible target. The first steps are quiet. Then the chase opens. The prey runs toward the herd, but the ground is uneven. One turn could save it. One slip could end it. The T-Rex closes the gap. Dust rises around its legs. Its head lowers. Its jaws open. The prey swerves at the last second. For a moment, the young hunter loses balance. His foot slides in the mud. A fall at full speed could break bone. Catches itself. Then it turns again. This time the chase ends quickly. The young T-Rex wins the meal, but the lesson is clear. Hunting is not easy power. It is a dangerous exchange. Energy for energy. Risk for food. The years keep shaping it. The skull deepens. The neck thickens. The body becomes heavier. The arms stay small, but the jaws become the center of the animal's power. The teeth are not thin like knives. They are thick, curved, and built to hold under force. By adulthood, the baby that once hid under ferns has become one of the largest meat-eaters to walk on land. A full-grown T-Rex could be about 40 feet long and weigh more than many pickup trucks. Its head alone could be as long as a dinner table. When it moved through the trees, smaller predators would have reason to leave. But this is not a superhero. It is an animal with limits. It must eat. It must breathe. It must avoid injuries it cannot heal. It must decide when to hunt, when to scavenge, and when to let danger pass. The main test comes during another hard season. Water is low. Herds are tense. The adult T-Rex follows tracks toward a river crossing where animals have been passing for days. Ahead, a Triceratops stands near the bank. This is no easy target. A Triceratops can weigh several tons. Its horns are weapons. Its skull shield protects its neck, and its body is strong enough to absorb a hit that would knock smaller animals down. The T-Rex approaches from downwind. It does not rush. A direct attack from the front could be deadly. One horn into the chest, leg, or neck could change the rest of its life. The predator circles, testing movement, looking for weakness. The Triceratops turns with it. For a long moment, neither animal commits. Then a second sound rises behind the T-Rex. Another Tyrannosaur. Now the situation changes. The carcass sent nearby, the herd at the water, the armored prey, and the rival predator all collide in one place. The adult T-Rex must choose. Face the rival? Push the Triceratops? Retreat and search elsewhere? There is no perfect answer. The rival steps closer. The T-Rex lowers its head. Its jaws part. The two giants measure distance with small movements. Fossil bite marks suggest these animals sometimes fought face to face, and those fights could leave deep scars. A clash here could win food and space, could also break a jaw. The standoff breaks when the Triceratops moves back toward the herd. The chance is gone. The rival remains. The adult T-Rex turns sideways, making its body look larger, then pulls away from the riverbank. It does not win this moment, but it survives it. And in nature, survival is the victory that matters most. Later, it finds what the day refused to give. A weakened duck-billed dinosaur, separated from the herd, has stopped near a line of trees. The T-Rex follows the scent and the sound of labored movement. This time, the risk is lower. This time, the attack is fast. The struggle ends, and the floodplain feeds on the result. The predator eats. Smaller scavengers wait their turn. Insects arrive. Nothing is wasted. At its prime, the T-Rex changes the behavior of everything around it. A carcass can draw it from far away. A herd may tighten when it smells the predator. Smaller meat-eaters may leave rather than compete. But even the strongest adult is only passing through the circle of life. Somewhere on a warm floodplain, another nest may be made. Eggs hidden above the wettest ground. Young lives sealed inside shells. A dangerous world waiting just beyond the nest. Then time does what no rival can stop. The giant grows old. Old injuries stiffen. Teeth wear and break. Heavy muscles become harder to carry. A body once built for power now demands more energy than ever. The land does not slow down with it. Floods still come. Herds still move. Younger tyrannosaurs still need space. Crocodile-like hunters still wait at the rivers. Disease, hunger, and injury still search for weakness. An older T-Rex may avoid fights it once would have risked. It may follow the smell of carrion more often. It may choose shade during the hottest hours and move when the air cools. This is not weakness in a human sense. It is biology. Every animal pays the cost of time. One final rainy season, the old tyrannosaur moves along a river bend. The air is thick. The ground is soft. Insects rise from pools left by the storm. His feet sink into the mud with each step. It is still huge, still dangerous, but every life has a final limit. Maybe an injury finally slows it too much. Maybe hunger weakens it. Maybe sickness does what teeth and horns could not. The exact ending is gone, like most details from the deep past. What remains is the body. Scavengers come. Floodwater moves bones. Mud covers them. Minerals seep in over long ages. The animal disappears from the living world, but a few pieces of its life enter stone. Millions of years later, humans uncover them. A tooth the size of a banana, a rib, a skull, a track, a scar where another tyrannosaur once bit and the bone lived long enough to heal. Each fossil is a message from a real animal. A life, a baby that had to hide, a juvenile that had to learn, a hunter that had to risk injury for food, a giant that had to face rivals, hunger, age, and a changing world. Then, about 66 million years ago, the Cretaceous world changed forever. An asteroid struck Earth. Fire, darkness, cold, and broken food chains swept through ecosystems across the planet. Non-bird dinosaurs vanished, including T-Rex. But the story did not end in silence. Birds, the living relatives of theropod dinosaurs, still cross the sky. Fossils still rise from stone. And every T-Rex bone reminds us that the greatest predator of its age began with the same fragile rule as every newborn animal. Survive the first day, then the next, then the next. Before it was a legend, it was a baby born into a world of giants. Thank you for exploring the wild with Wildlife Realms. Subscribe for more journeys into the heart of nature.